Hey guys, Dissection of Violence here. We got another one for you. UFC Mexico. Great card well, decent card, I would say. Definitely not the worst card we've had. But we're going to get through the last UFC. We're going to break that down, see how we did on predictions, break down the fights, what I thought about it. But yeah, we have a good card this week. I'm going to start rating the cards. Honestly, I'm going to rate this card looking at all the fights. Probably like a 6 or a 7. Nothing too special about this card, honestly. It's pretty meh. But yeah, we'll get right through it. We'll start that here shortly, though. Let's break down the last card, UFC Strickland versus Hernandez. Um, yeah, let's see what we're starting at. Okay, so a little bit under a minute. Okay, let's see how long this will last. Okay, try to run through it. Last time it took 20 minutes. This shouldn't take much longer. UFC, or actually, it should be less. Pretty straightforward card, not too much controversy, but we'll see. UFC, Strickland versus Hernandez. It was a pretty good card. We did well. Cashed some pretty big tickets. Could have did better, but pretty happy with the result. We had Carly Judice versus Juliana Miller to start the card. Honestly, Carly Judice, I didn't see the first round, so I can't say too much. All I can say is Judice apparently got taken down, got right back up, and then proceeded to dominate on the feet with Juliana Miller. Just piecing her up. She didn't get the KO, which I was pretty surprised. Miller's pretty, stationary to get TKO'd. Getting TKO'd by Luana Santos was a key indicator. I thought would be an easy KO for Judice, but it didn't happen. I got to tune in around round two, round three. Round two, she was just piecing her up. I was just praying for Miller to. I didn't have time to get the bet in honestly, so I was praying that it went to the decision, so I didn't lose any money or potential money I could have made. But yeah, Judice ended up going to a decision. I was wrong about that. I thought it would be a KO. Julian Miller, she's decently tough. She's game. Round three, she got her down. Did some good work on top. She's pretty good, man, when it comes to her jiu-jitsu, but that 4-4 record's not going to do it. I think she's going to get cut pretty soon. Yeah, they can't have that type of record in the UFC. But yeah, guys, Carly Judice gets the win. I imagine they'll give her a bigger name in her next fight, but we'll see. Moving on, we had the apple shitter of the card. Can't did I put Yadir Del Valle as one of the prospects? Hopefully I didn't. Let me see here, guys. Um, Give me a second. Prospect of the card. What? And then we're gonna go with the top five picks. Prospect of the card. Let's see. Gonna be Alibi Idris or Yadir Del Valle. Oh, he was one of the prospects. Well, I went 1-1 on the prospects. I would have to say, yeah, Yadir Del Valle is not a prospect. He's a fraud. He got absolutely wrestled by Jordan Levitt. Jordan Levitt is Jordan Levitt. He isn't. He's pretty bad. I kept trying to be nice, but he's pretty bad. His striking was like he had no idea what he was really doing out there. He had a game plan to wrestle, but Del Valle, if he would have had a better than initial sprawl, getting his legs back, stuff in the head, maybe something along those lines, maybe he would have had some success. But Yardir Del Valle has horrible takedown defense. He looked terrible out there. Even in round three when he got on top, he got reversed and he just had nothing off his back. He has no subs. The guillotine's his only weapon, and that doesn't work. I don't know how he beat Connor Matthews. I don't know how he beat. Well, I know why he beat Isaac Delgarian. That was a rigged fight. It's pretty obvious now. I'm not gonna tell you how I know for sure, but it was a rigged fight. Yeah, it is what it is. Um, yeah, I should have probably known that. But again, it's Jordan Levitt. If you lose to Jordan Levitt, you probably have zero future in the sport. So I think Jordan Levitt's probably going to be, around for a while. He's not exactly the worst fighter I've ever seen, but he's also not exactly one of the better ones. His jiu-jitsu's decent, his wrestling's decent. He's strong. He's arguably pretty strong for his physique. He's not really a jack guy. He's just pretty strong. But yeah, I saw some pretty atrocious things in that cage when Levitt was on top, doing some absolute obscene things that I never want to see again in an MMA fight. I was embarrassed for Yadir. If I was Yadir, I probably would retire. Maybe I won't go that far, but I would not be a happy camper if I got spanked and other gestures in the octagon. That was pretty embarrassing to watch. Terrible performance from Yadir Davale. I want to move on from this fight as quickly as possible. Never forget, never remember this fight. I had a little bit of money pre-flop on Yadir, yeah, Yadir, and then I cashed out half of it, or I cashed out of all of it. Sorry, and so I didn't end up losing anything on this fight. But definitely a terrible fight to bet on. I wish I didn't bet on this fight. Just got some on Jordan live. Would have made some money, but ended up breaking even on this fight. Moving on. We had John Paul Lebosioni versus Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe has to be one of the dumbest fighters on the UFC roster. He has so many good qualities about his game. He's a good striker. He has excellent jiu-jitsu for someone who isn't, traditionally known for his jiu-jitsu. Not excellent jiu-jitsu, but pretty good jiu-jitsu. He can sweep. He can, use his game. He doesn't really get subbed. He has some jiu-jitsu experience. But the bottom line is he's pretty dumb. Like he was throwing a lot of kicks against a grappler, and he got his kick caught, I think, or he tripped. He was touching him with the jab at will. He was doing such good work there, and he just proceeded to either not do anything by like just standing there, or get bombed on instead of just maybe a knee up the middle, an elbow. I just feel like Phil Rowe doesn't even really know what he's doing out there half the time, and he's one frustrating fighter to bet on and watch because he has so much skill and he just doesn't use it. And what do you know? In the last 15 seconds or the last round, he actually put it together and won the round. Phil Rowe dominated the last little bit of that round, just almost TKO'd him, honestly. I think if he would have came with that energy in the first few rounds, he would have got the finish. The read was there. I do still think Phil is a better fighter than this guy. It just happens to be that Phil is not exactly the smartest. I knew all this already, but it reassured me that Phil Rowe has to be one of the dumbest people on the roster, and I will not be betting on him again for the foreseeable future until I see a worthy matchup. It's kind of like my mental illness. Keep betting Phil Rowe fights, but it is what it is. Eventually, he's going to cash for us. Eventually. Anyways, moving on. John Paul Lebosiani, you're going to have your day. You're going to get absolutely exposed. Everyone's losing it over the split. I don't really see the issue, or I do see the issue, sorry, but I don't see as big of a what the hell moment because I do think Lebosiani was getting touched up a lot in that fight, and the control in some of the rounds were like I think it was the second. He didn't really do much. He threatened some submissions, but I don't know. Like I said, I do lean Lebosiani 2-1, but wasn't shocked to see the split. But it is what it is. Yeah, Phil Rowe shit the bed. It is what it is. Nothing's new. Move on. Panueli Soriano versus Ramiz Brahimaj. I think Brahimaj impressed me a lot. He's a really, really strong fighter. He has good striking, or not good striking, but decent striking, decent power, good wrestling, strong. But his cardio was not his friend in that fight. He could grapple, but I just feel like he was giving up on some positions. He did well. It wasn't the worst cardio. Like he didn't death gas. He was just really tired. Punale Soriano deals with fatigue a little bit better. You could tell he was just staying calm in positions, trying to find his way on top, landing ground and pound. I think Punale Soriano honestly lost this fight. I had it 2-1 Brahimij, 1 and 2, but I can understand why maybe it was close and the judges saw it the other way too, especially. But I don't know. I feel like Ramiz had better control time, did better work. But yeah, what do I know? I'm not a judge. It's just my opinion. All three judges, I'm pretty sure, gave it to Punale. But yeah, I think Ramiz had a good performance. Close fight. I'm glad I ended up skipping betting on it. I actually cashed the over, 2.5. I had the over on this fight. I just think Brahimij and Soriano were pretty durable, and should be the last to see a decision. But yeah, great fight. Well, decent fight, and yeah, we move on. Okay, this is where it gets a little more interesting. So we had Jocelyn Edwards versus Nora Cornell. Nora Cornell suffered a really bad shoulder injury. That was a really gross sound when she landed. I don't even want to like recap it. All I want to say is that first round by Jocelyn Edwards was horrible. She was just not looking good with the takedowns. Her striking wasn't good. And honestly, I was not happy with the performance. I was really worried about my bet. but ended up in the second round. She put it together, actually hit the legs. With Nora Cornell, you got to shoot leg attacks. You can't be just shooting to the waist and looking for like big, because she has a Muay Thai background. Her clinch game is going to be better than her leg defense. So we saw it in this fight. But Cornell, man, that was a really bad fall. I hope she's okay. Yeah, Jocelyn Edwards got the win. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is one of those things that um, could be good, could be bad for Jocelyn Edwards' career. Like she's on a winning streak, but I still see some glaring holes in her game, and I don't know. I don't really think she's ever gonna get to that top of the division, obviously, but I do think she's making some improvements. And I'm excited to see who they give her for her next fight. Hopefully, Nora Cornell has a speedy recovery. Moving on, Alden Correa versus Luis Garole. This was one of those fights where it's like I feel like it was a good fight, but honestly, Luis Garole is just I don't think he's cut out to be in the UFC. I thought he was, but he has pretty decent takedown defense, scrambles, pretty decent wrestling, but Correa just showed him that there's levels. Like I don't know how old Luis Garole is. Um, Let me see here. 32, so he's got not a lot of time left, like 4 years left. He's on a three-fight losing streak. I don't know what to make of that. He hasn't won a fight in almost 2 years, so I don't know. I gotta go with he's probably gonna get cut if he loses the next one, but yeah, Alden Correa got the win. Fury FC, new champion. Inside joke, both of them fought in the UFC or the Fury FC league. But yeah, speaking of streaks, he also hasn't lost since 2024. Over a year ago, 2 years ago. So, he's on a five-fight win streak. Oh, six fight if we count the no contest. But yeah, pretty good winning streak for Korea. He's a very, very talented fighter. I'm excited to see what they do with him in his next fight. Moving on, we have Alabi Idris versus Ode Osborne. I had Idris here. He was one of my prospects. I was on the card. He's a very, very, very good top game player. Good cardio, relentless, pretty dangerous on the feet. I think this kid's very, very skilled. The issue with him is his jiu-jitsu is not really amazing. Ode got on top. I'm also trying to keep in mind Ode's size difference is like crazy, crazy different, but I think Idris is going to be fun to watch in the division, but against the higher level guys, I do worry for him. But yeah, he gave a good performance. He's definitely someone you got to watch out for and wouldn't take lightly when you're getting in there. His 11-1 record sits kind of speaks for itself. But yeah, I think Alabi Idris. I think he won the first, the second, and the third. Grappling control, landing some ground and pound. Ode, in my opinion, is just I don't know. He had some good get-outs, but he's also a weight bully. Like at 125, he looked massive. So yeah, I'm happy Idris won that because that would have annoyed me seeing Ode win that. 13-10. Ode's also not in a good position. He could get cut as well, but we'll see. Good performance by Idris. Thanks for cashing us some tickets. Moving on, we have Carlos Leo versus Chidi Njokuani. Great fight. This was one of those fights. It was probably picked up the card. There were some great fights after this. Carlos Leo has just insane volume with his punches. Absolutely insane volume. He was landing combos with his hands, just going to the body, the head. His regard for his own safety, his lack of regard, sorry, is astounding. He just keeps coming forward, doesn't care what you have coming throwing back at him. But yeah, Carlos Leo's a real deal, not someone you want to be a stationary target for. He could break guys, he can just land the big KO shots. I didn't see him really, I think it's Cheaty wearing the shots well, but Carlos Leo usually does hit like a truck, so that was cool to watch Cheaty kind of just like make it a fight. And yeah, Cheaty got his licks in too, but unfortunately Leo is just too much, so. Good win for Leo. We catched that live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Surprised he couldn't get the KO though. That was just more a testament to Cheaty's toughness. So good on Cheaty for sticking in there and great fight from Leo. Moving on, we have Michel Pereira versus Zach Reese. This was another really good fight. Honestly, I think Zach Reese came to scrap. I think it was his homeland, so or home state. Sorry, so he did try to put on a good performance. I think Zach Reese arguably won that fight. I had Pereira pre-flop, but Pereira was just doing a lot of nothing. He landed some vicious knees, and the optics for Pereira were pretty good, but I think that's what won him the fight because Zach Reese was doing a lot of the better work, in my opinion. I think he was landing some nasty kicks, nasty knees, some nasty punches, combos. I just think Pereira's bigger moments is what won the fight. I believe he rocked Reese in the third round, and I think that's what won him the fight. But yeah, great fight. These boys came to play, and Zach Reese is definitely someone who I will be paying attention to. I don't really consider him that good, but he did put out a good performance, a lot better than I thought he would. So yeah, good win for Pereira. Good fight, boys. Moving on, we have Jacoby Smith versus Josiah Harrell. This one was weird. Josiah Harrell, I just knew I should have known stylistically this would have been a nightmare for him because he does need to rely on guys gassing out. And although he did get Jacoby Smith down. Jacoby Smith uses athleticism, explosiveness to bridge up and get back on top. That was pretty cool to watch. And then he just absolutely killed him on top with ground and pounds in the crucifix. Harrell was out. Like he was like he. I was really concerned for him health because he did have brain surgery, and Jacoby Smith just absolutely put a pounding on him. So yeah, good one for Jacoby Smith. Ruthless. Josiah Harrell, hope you're back soon. This guy is a dog. I know I said it on the show and last week, and some people may have laughed, but you'll see one day when he gets an opponent with a good opponent, someone that might test him, but also gives him his path to victory a little easier. I think Josiah Harrell is gonna break that guy because he is a beast. So yeah, good fight though, guys. Or whatever lack of time. Sorry, I don't call it really that fight. More of like a quick execution. So yeah, good win for Jacoby Smith. Moving on. Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. Honestly, what can I say about this fight? This fight, just another fight that really annoyed me. We have Ante Delija, who is dumber than a bag of rocks. He just needed to go, throw some calf kicks, keep the pressure, the volume up. I know you got jabbed pretty bad in the nose. I'm pretty sure he got cut twice. So he had some bad optics already starting the fight with the blood, and then Sergey Spivak got really hurt in the first second round, and Deliha just couldn't. He fumbled the finish in the second, and then in the third, Deliha was doing okay work. He even had him to the cage at one point, but instead of going for a flurry again, he goes to the middle of the cage. He gets his mouth guard. Like he was just not. His head was not in it, in my opinion. I think Deliha's just getting older, and yeah, man, big disappointment on the Deliha spot. I thought Deliha would be able to get the KO, and he almost did, but almost isn't good enough. Ante Deliha definitely is going to someone I'm going to not take as seriously. He's definitely dangerous and has good takedown defense, but as far as his chin and hit ability, yeah, I definitely was disgusted with that. Because Spivak came to the UFC, he was just a pure grappler. Now he's showing he can hang on the feet with some KO artists like Deliha and Acosta. I thought he won, arguably the Acosta won too, so. I think Sergey Spivak's on a tear right now, 18-6. Good win for Sergey Spivak. Yeah. Moving on. Malkazil Costa versus Dan Ige. What can I say about this one? This one was a great first round. You know, nothing like too high action, but Ige was trying to wrestle Costa, and Costa just eventually got up and was like, no, man, sorry. And he landed the nastiest spinning get back kick to the face. It was beautiful. I think Ige was in serious pain because I haven't seen him make a face like that, or a lot of people make a face like that unless they're in pain. So yeah, man. I think Costa's the next real deal. This guy's always improving, making big adjustments in his game. Super lethal guy to fight. And yeah, congratulations to Malkazil Costa. Great win. Dan Ige, honestly, for him, I don't know what to think with him anymore. He's probably gonna stick around. Obviously, his record isn't bad, but he's got to win his next fight or two. Like it's just not a good look if the UFC is looking to keep him at least because I'm sure they're paying him a handsome amount of money. So yeah, moving on. We have Jeff Neal taking on Eros Medic. I lean with Jeff Neal, but I was not confident here. I knew Medic could touch that chin, and if he did, it probably would have been over just because Prats has just slapped Neal. So who knows? Maybe Leal's still feeling the effects, and yeah. I don't know. I think Neal's probably gonna look to retire here soon because he can't be taking damage like that. And it's funny, not funny, but it's kind of sad because he just got over addiction. Now he's probably gonna go back on pain meds or have a drink for the headache he's probably gonna have for the next week. Like that was a nasty KO. Snot came right out of his nose. But yeah, man, Jeff Neal got it. Eros Medic got it done. They're probably gonna put him on the Serbia card this year. Great fight card, guys. Now we're moving on to the main event. Sean Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez. I'm just gonna say three words. Three words. I told you. Sean Strickland, via body work, got the finish. Fluffy's weaker to the body. Fluffy can't get him down. Fluffy's cardio wasn't going to be enough to outlast Strickland. Strickland was tired, but he dealt with it, and he deals with being tired. I feel like Strickland is that guy that knows how to push a pace on people without pushing a pace on people. Because Hernandez was getting desperate, and yeah, he just ended up coming into something big. He ate a knee to the body. That was the beginning of the end because he just retreated, went on retreat, and Strickland just poured it on. And yeah, Hernandez is just I don't know. He's a very very game fighter. Super super dangerous. He's a dog, but when it comes to that body, man, everyone, all the toughest men, eventually drop. So good win for Sean Strickland. 30-7. A lot of people are still gonna trash him. Oh, he's racist. This. Oh, he's a bigot. That. Oh, who cares? This is fighting. This isn't some moral contest of who's the most moral. Strickland's a cool. He was cool to me. He was cool to my dad. I love Strickland. That's my guy. I was biased in this fight, but it didn't cloud my pick. I said the fight exactly how I thought it would go, and yeah, great call by me. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back, considering a lot of you guys just. I mean, a few gave me some love for the pick, but some of y'all just dead silence, radio silence. But those are the same people laughing at me for taking them last week. So, anyways, guys, great card. Yeah, Strickland gets the win. The world's a happier place. Let's see how long that. Oh my goodness, another 20-minute recap. Okay. Well, I tried to make it short, didn't work. Moving on, guys. We have UFC Moreno versus Kavanagh. Honestly, this is one of those fights, or yeah, one of those fights that means a lot. It's either the new guard or the old guard. But it's 5 rounds, and I don't really know what to expect. But yeah, let's get right into it. We have Wes Schultz versus Demian Pinas. So I've watched Wes Schultz fight for a decent while now, and I have to say he is one of the most. I wouldn't say trash. Yeah, he's pretty trash, man. I'm gonna be honest. His striking's not all there. His grappling's okay. He got Mingaj with a Suliev stretch, which is decent. Mingaj is doing his thing in Cage Warriors, but again, Mingaj is pretty unproven. So he beat Dustin Pape with a guillotine. He got TKO by Malik, but he made Malik work, man. It's not like it was an easy fight. Um, yeah, I don't know. The guy's dangerous. I will say that. He can be dangerous. And Panas, on the other hand, I think Panas is extremely powerful. He has KOs in most of his fights. I think his only loss is to Italo Gomez. So I don't know. I would probably go Demian Panas by TKO. It's one of those fights. Pretty volatile, if you ask me, especially at these odds. But I still think Panas gets it done. I think he gets the KO in rounds 1 or 2. But we'll see. Should be a fun fight though. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I said 1-2 KO. I think is fair. Um, yeah, guys. It's a pretty straightforward card. It's a chalk heavy card. So yeah, let me just take this off now that Strickland fight week is over. Here's the thing, we won. The boys won. All right, new hat. Oh, it's so hot. Let me see if I can turn the fan on because I am dying. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Give me a sec. It's hot. I'm just gonna put it on quickly for 20 or like 5 seconds. Okay. All right, back to the temperature of Africa. That was refreshing. Yeah, let's go back to business. Back to Viva la Raza Mexico. Okay. Okay. So that was refreshing. But yeah, let's go back to The next fight, we got Eric Silva taking on Francis Marshall. I gotta say, man, Francis Marshall is going to dog walk Eric Silva. Like Eric Silva has to be the most inactive guy on the roster. His last fight was in 2024, and then the fight before that was 2022, and the fight before that was Anvar Boys Nazarov when he was 3-0, and then a bunch of Lux fights. So it's like, what can I really say about this guy? He's averaged maybe 2 fights a year, 3 fights a year that one year, but he's just not active. He's not that good. He got TK. He had a leg injury his last fight, so that's never a good look. TJ Brown getting gassed out by TJ. Like I don't know, man. I think Francis Marshall's gonna ragdoll this guy, melt him. I got yeah. He's not that good, man. I think Francis Marshall's probably gonna ragdoll him. Like look at the guys Francis has beat. He's training at ATT now. Um, he arguably won that fight against Myron Santos. The fight against Bashi got canceled. He beat Bazooka. Isaac Delgarian, that was a pretty big massacre. That fight made him change camps. He almost finished William Gomez. He finished Roja with a KO shot, beat Connor Matthews. Well, honestly, that win doesn't mean anything anymore to me. Sorry. But Francis Marshall's a real deal. I think he's going to absolutely ragdoll Eric Silva. Maybe get a finish as the fight goes on. But yeah, I think Francis Marshall wins this fight. And I'm going to go by Francis Marshall by. Yeah, I'm gonna go Francis Marshall by submission. I think submission is probably fair. Yeah, I don't think Eric Silva's that good. I think he's gonna be dangerous round one. Don't get me wrong. They're usually dangerous round one, but other than that, I just don't think Francis Marshall is that good. So moving on, we got Montenegro versus Ernesta Caracate. We got a scrapper versus a long rangey striker. Honestly, I think Montenegro is he's pretty mid, honestly. Like she lost her last fight. Um, they both got on Contender Series via that fight. Her only wins are against like absolute bums, so it's like I don't even know how good this girl is. Like honestly, I see some people taking her as a dog shot. I don't know how you can get behind picking her when she's absolutely beat nobody. Whereas Karakate's at least beat Cagliari. She beat Jodice. Like these are wins that are actually like holding water. Like who the heck has Sofia Montenegro beat? I know people think Jodice beat her, but regardless, it was a close fight. She lost to Barboza via grappling. Montenegro's a striker, so it's gonna be a striking match. I gotta lean Karikati here. I think Karikati is gonna be a bigger, longer, sharper fighter who has fought the better competition, and I think not by a lot, but probably a decent amount. Her last 3 opponents would beat all of Sofia Montenegro's opponents. So I don't know. I think Sofia Montenegro is coming into this fight with. She's gonna come in there to scrap. She's a scrapper, but I don't know. I think Karikate is gonna be definitely there to keep it long, keep it rangy, and potentially find a counter shot finish. But yeah, I got Ernesta Caracati here. I think Caracati is just gonna be a little bit too big, too fast, and yeah, we'll see how this fight plays out. But I'm not too confident. But I do think Caracati likely wins this fight. Um, I don't want to speak too long about this fight, women's MMA, but it is what it is. Let's move on. So we got Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. I gotta go with Javier Reyes here. It's a close fight though. I think Javier is just on a little bit of a roll right now. Has pretty nasty KO power. Um, well, decent KO power, not like crazy, but he's pretty dangerous. He has some finishes lately. He lost to Mikate, Caleb Mazukoma, who's honestly not good at all. Alvaro, like all these guys, Le'Veon Douglas, he got TKO'd by, who's no shame in that. He beat Chase Gibson. Yeah, I don't know. I just think Javier Reyes is still a little unproven on the big stage, so he's gonna be fighting his most experienced fight yet. Douglas de Silva Andrade, who's been off for 2 years now. Um, I just feel like Douglas is not getting any younger. He is now 40 years old at 135. It's not a good look, or maybe 145, but I don't know. I just think, these wins aren't really holding water anymore. So I'm going to go with Javier Reyes here. Going to be a decently close fight, but I think Javier Reyes probably going to finish TKO. But yeah, this is a fight I'm going to stay away from. I just don't like the volatility of this fight. I think Reyes is extremely, extremely hungry coming into this UFC. This is going to be his debut in the UFC, and I do think Douglas Silva de Andrade is going to come in there fighting for his job. He's been off for 2 years. He's 40 years old. He definitely needs the UFC support. Yeah, I gotta go with Douglas, man. This is pretty wild to me. I think the odds are a little crazy. Let me see these odds again. Yeah, so he's a 2-1 favorite against Javier. I think that's pretty crazy, honestly, if you ask me. I think sorry, Javier's a 2-1 favorite against Douglas. I think Javier like I said, wins, but I would not be surprised to see Javier. Man, it's so hot in here. Like it's actually ridiculously hot in here. Let me just thug it out. Screw it. I think Javier wins by TKO or sub. I would not be surprised if he gets a sub, but it's most likely going to be a TKO. Douglas de Silva Andrade is pretty decent with his grappling, and he's fought some pretty high level guys. But I think Javier's activity lately, his confidence coming into this fight is going to take him a long way. I think he's probably going to find a TKO finish in the first or second round. Gets to the third, it could get really hairy. I don't know. I think either guy could get hurt by the other guy, but I'm gonna go Javier just because he's been the one more active in the trenches lately, and someone who I don't know who seems to be having fighting with a chip on his shoulder lately. So I'm gonna take Javier here. Definitely one of those fights. So don't go crazy. Moving on. Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho. Again, I'm not gonna speak too long about these types of fights, but I gotta go with Quinones here. Quinones happens to be one of those guys that just, I don't know, he stays on the outside looking to snipe you, but he's never really done anything that great in the UFC. Like, he hasn't won a fight since 2022. And, yeah, he's just, I don't know, I don't think he's very good. He has some decent wins, Long Xiao, Khalid Taha, but he has a pretty crap grappling game. He does get tired. He's beat Vinicius Oliveira. Like, he's beat some pretty decent guys. Excuse me, but Chris Moutinho, on the other hand, has just been in there. He's been scrapping. He's been trying different things, whereas Quinones has been off for 2 years and pretty inactive as well. Whereas last year, Moutinho got a fight, and then in the year 2024, he fought around 2 times against mid-level, very, very mid-level competition, BKFC fighter Elijah Harris and Johnny Campbell, Cupcake Campbell. So I don't know. He hasn't really fought anyone at the level of a UFC fighter. And the first fight back, he got KO'd pretty badly. So I'm gonna go Quinones here. It just probably makes the most sense to see Quinones win this fight. He has everything to lose. Moutinho has nothing. He knows that everyone's counting him out, so that could make him hungrier. That could make him fight harder, which could in turn gas out Quinones because I know he does get tired and maybe we see a round 2, 3 finish for Moutinho, but I don't know. I think this is gonna be a Quinones fight, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Christian Quinones by KO round 1 or 2, and whatever happens happens. I'm not gonna sit here and get too technical in this fight. At the end of the day, it is Chris Moutinho, so if you do lose to him, yeah, you shouldn't be in the UFC. No offense. Moving on, we have, let me see how many we got left. Oh my, okay. So we got Aileen Perez taking on Macy Chasson. I gotta go with Aileen Perez here. I just seen Macy just get way too tired. And I think Macy, although she is skilled, she's bigger than Aileen. And she could maybe, stay on top or beat her up on the feet. She's pretty intellectual on the feet, but she almost overthinks and she lost to 2 strikers already. I don't think Perez is a very good striker, so I don't know. I think Perez is most likely going to be pretty out of her depth in some spots, but I think Perez is good enough to where she's probably going to find her spots on the ground and stay on top, land some ground and pound, potentially find the finish. But yeah, I got Aileen Perez here. I would not be surprised to see her win a close fight because at the end of the day, this isn't no bum. This is Macy Chiasson. She's ranked in the UFC for a reason. That cut stoppage from Silva was pretty brutal. I believe she was going to win the fight anyways, but I don't know. Pretty brutal stoppage, so. Her last win was like 2024. Again, it's been 2 years for some of these guys who haven't won in a while, so. I'm definitely going to go with Aileen Perez here by, I don't know. Let me see what Aileen's been winning by lately, and I'll be able to tell you. Arm triangle, yeah, a lot of just decisions. So I'm just gonna say Aileen Perez by 29-28 decision. Pretty linear fight. Could get close, could get hairy. That's why I'm just staying off it at these odds, especially. Moving on, we have Ryan Gandra taking on Jose Medina. I think Ryan Gandra is gonna start Jose Medina, honestly. Jose Medina is probably the worst fighter on the roster, and that's not even me being funny. That is reality. He joined the UFC in 2023, getting absolutely dogged by Gadzi Zulov, but he somehow got a contract, and he's now 0-3 in the UFC against pretty questionable competition. Dusko subbed him, so I could see Ryan just dogging him out. He could beat TKO him, he could sub him. I just think Dusko is not good and washed, then he completely washed. So I think if he can do it, Ryan Gandra can do it as well. Zach Reese made pretty easy work, beat him up pretty badly. Etebe Gucci is a freak, so the KO is not surprised that he was the one to crack the chin, but Gandra can hit, man. 3 KOs straight. Yeah, man. I don't really know how else to say this, but I'm on Gandra, and I think Gandra's gonna win by TKO in the first or second round. If Gandra somehow finds a way to lose this fight, I would also recommend that the UFC cut him because where's up from here? Losing to Medina, how do you improve this guy? Like, obviously anyone can get caught, but if Medina wins, it's gonna be due to him breaking Gandra. But I just don't see that happening because Gandra's a pretty dangerous guy. Seems pretty mentally tough, and yeah, he's out of a good gym. So I'm gonna definitely go with Ryan Gandra here. Oh, I hope I didn't end the video. That'll be really bad. No, we're still going. I thought I accidentally clicked something. Yeah, Ryan Gandra here. Not gonna overthink it. Or Ryan Gandra by round 1 or round 2 TKO, and yeah, hopefully he can cash. He's one of my locks of the card. I have a few locks of the card. Honestly, it's a pretty straightforward card, linear card, but yeah, I got Gandra here. Hopefully he doesn't screw this up by getting tired. It is Mexico City, so it's gonna be higher elevation. This could go well for Medina. I'm keeping that in mind. Don't worry. A lot of these cardio guys like Quinones and I don't know about Gandra, but some of these guys are gonna gas out, even the ones without bad cardio. So we'll see how this one goes. Definitely a card you don't want to go too big on. If you're not, if you never bet against the elevation, you're gonna find out why it's tricky. Move on. We have Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. After this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I think Angel Pacheco is a very, very gritty fighter. And honestly, it does pay me to say this because I was thinking about taking a dog shot here because I do think Pacheco is very, very live in a lot of these fights. He can be dangerous. He has volume. Whereas Santiago Luna, on the other hand, we haven't really seen him past the first round. He's very, very strong. He hits very like a truck, but I don't know, man. It's definitely one of those fights. I'm gonna trust in him because he does have a round 3 finish, but I don't know. I think Angel Pacheco is not someone that's gonna lie down for no one, and if they don't knock his ass out, I do think Pacheco could make this an ugly fight. So I will be staying off this one. It's another show me spot for Luna. Luna is a very, very dangerous man, and I want to keep seeing him give me dangerous performances to show how scary this guy truly is. But for now, I'm just going to have to chill, and I don't know. I'm just going to have to see what happens because Angel Pacheco is not someone you want to sleep on because he will make you pay for it. That guy is there to fight. He is not there to play around the point game. No, he is there to fight. And I do think he is live here at these odds, but I don't know if I'll end up playing. And I'm pretty conflicted when it comes to this fight. Hopefully, someone with a strong opinion can come talk some sense into me. But for now, I got nothing here on this fight. Oh man, Santiago Luna supposed to be one of the new prospects out of Mexico, so I don't really know what to make of that. I think he is okay, but if anyone's ever prospect out of Mexico, it's Imanale Rodriguez, who we will get into here shortly. But I just want to finish my last point. I do think Pacheco is very, very live for the later rounds finish and could be a good arb spot. But yeah, moving on. Imanol Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Now, again, I just said probably when you're thinking of prospects from Mexico, it's going to be Imanol because Imanol has it all. He has body work. He's got boxing. He's got jiu-jitsu. He's got takedown defense. He's got takedown offense. Like, this guy is a beast. He's not an old guy, too, so it's like people think, oh, he doesn't have much time left. No, Imanol is basically a kid in the game. He's like 26 years old. He won on Contender Series. He lost his split on Morales, who people argue say he won. He TKO'd Albert Trujillo. Like, he's TKO'd some pretty dangerous people. Again, versus some of these guys who are just not at his level. I think Imanol is probably gonna. I think Imanol is probably going to smoke him. Honestly, I think Borjas is just too bouncy, too all over the place. I think Borjas is probably going to lose his next fight. I think he's going to be outstruck. I think the body work's going to be difficult. I do think the grappling is going to be pretty difficult, but I don't think if Rodriguez is going to shoot. But if he does, I do think he could do work on top. He trains with DC, trains with all these guys. I think Kevin Borjas is pretty bad. He's a kick merchant. He's there to win a split decision or steal a decision, but he's not actually trying to hurt nobody. So I don't know. I got my guy. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired now. This is what happens when you do longer shows. You start running burned out. I don't know. Some of these podcasters do it. I'm already tired. But yeah, I got Imanol here. I think Imanol by TKO would probably make the most sense. Round one, round two. We'll see how that plays out. Oh my goodness, 42 minutes. And how many fights do we have left? Um, let's see. I gotta just change this pretty quickly though. I don't know, man. I'm so tired. I forgot what I was gonna do. But yeah, I got Rodriguez here by TKO in the first or second. Moving on, we got Edgar Shires versus Felipe Bunas. I got Edgar Shires here. Bunas just gets too tired. Now you're giving me elevation versus the guy that's gonna put volume out there. That's gonna be trying to kill you. That has pretty good jiu-jitsu. I don't know, man. Um, can't be. You just can't. There's just some things you can't be, and that's a dog. And Bunas is not a dog. He's talented. He's got really, really solid jiu-jitsu. He can be fast. He's dynamic to an extent, but man, he isn't young. He's about to be 36, 37 around there. And yeah, the guy's just his cardio is not great, and kind of like mentally gives up. Whereas Edgar Charas is gonna be there the whole fight. Someone you don't want to mess with. He literally looks like a Sinaloa cartel man. It might be a little too soon to make those jokes, but regardless, Shiraz is one dangerous guy, and I think Shiraz is likely gonna win by TKO. So yeah, I'm gonna go Shiraz by TKO, and if you're wanting to get cute with it, take Shiraz TKO rounds two or three, or two or three mix and match. I'm gonna be probably doing something with that. It's a good fight for live betting. It's a good fight for pre-flop betting. I don't know. The line's gonna get away from us though, so if you want to bet this fight, I'd do it now. Oh, we got a few more to go. Nothing too crazy. Three more. I think we can get through this, guys, right? Okay, I appreciate the support. All right, we got Daniel Zellhuber versus King Green. Oh, it makes me sick saying that name. I think Zellhuber is going to win, but don't get me wrong, I'm not delusional. I know what kind of fighter I'm dealing with. He is a coward when it comes to striking. He does not like to be hit. He doesn't like to strike anymore. He beat Prado in 2024 for striking, which was pretty impressive. I was expecting that. Ribovics, on the other hand, yeah, he pretty much lost that one. He got his ass kicked for a lot of the fight, and then they still gave him a split. And then Michael Johnson, he just lost too easily. So it's like I don't really know what the future holds for Zellhuber. All I know for sure is Zellhuber is pretty chinny. He's not that good, and people hate him because of his political views, not because Um, oh my goodness. This is what I mean. When I get tired, I just start going on these random rants about random stuff. I don't know why I said it. I think I was thinking about someone else when I said the politicals. Yeah, okay. I think Michael Johnson is going to sorry, King Green is going to lose because King Green is his hands are low and if he tries to play that game with someone up to the size of Zellhuber, I think Zellhuber is probably gonna get the finish. Again, I get sidetracked, guys, so just if you guys want to do an old timestamp on how many times I get sidetracked, that's on you, but that will not be in the timestamp. But yeah, King Green, he's gonna most likely get finished in this fight, either by submission, TKO. But again, after losing to Johnson like that, I could see Green pulling off some weird stuff too. So just being careful with this fight. Nothing really motivates me to bet this fight. I really don't want to. Maybe the finish props for Zellhuber, but that's about it. I think King Green is no schlout. No slop. I think this guy can win this fight. I think King Green is not someone you want to play with, but Zellhuber also. There was a time when he was one of the young prodigies, so hopefully he could turn back the time and get a win here. So yeah, I got Zellhuber here. We'll see how this fight goes. I'm not probably putting $1 on it, but I do think Zellhuber wins. That's just my pick. As much as I don't like watching the guy fight, I do think he wins. Moving on. We have Marlon Chito Vera versus David Martinez. I gotta go with let me see here. Let me look at my notes. Um, Yeah, I'm going with David Martinez here. I think David Martinez is going to be has better footwork. His striking's pretty clean. I think he's going to be in and out. It's only 3 rounds. Cheeto needs at least five. Cheeto fight starts way too late. I think David Martinez is going to piece his ass up and potentially get takedowns. I don't know. I just think this is a good fight for Martinez. Someone who's going to be stationary. That's going to try walking him down, but at a slower pace. Doesn't throw a whole lot. I think this is going to be a good fight for Martinez. If he gets caught, he gets caught. But I think Martinez is going to be something live in this division for a little bit, and I do think Marlon Vera is on the way out. So I don't know. I got David Martinez here. I'll be pretty surprised to see anything different, but to each his own. If you guys think Marlon Vera is gonna win, then go for it. I don't want to get influence your picks. That's not what I do this for. It's maybe just to give you guys reference. And for people that don't have any reference, yeah, just copy me. You'll go to the promised land. Not for picks. Don't be naive. My bets. My picks are my picks. My bets are my bets. I'll explain that maybe another show. I'm too tired to say why that's the case, but yeah, man. I think Martinez is gonna win. Lots of kicks, lots of movement. It's gonna be hard to track him. Vera's gonna get frustrated chasing him, and I could just see it being too little, too late, and Vera loses the fight 29-28. So I'm going David Martinez here, and I go David Martinez by decision. I think that makes the most sense because Vera never gets finished. So. Yeah, moving on. We have the main event of the evening versus Brandon Moreno versus Lawner Kavanagh. I gotta go with Brandon Moreno here. Not a confident pick, obviously. I think Kavanagh is very, very skilled. Fastest flyweight probably in the whole division. He is extremely skilled. But the thing about him that you gotta understand with Kavanagh is he gets tired. And if he can't get his wrestling game going, he gets very tired on the feet. And this is 5 rounds. So if old Moreno comes out to put a pace on him, I think we could get Loner out of there, but I don't know what Brandon's going to show up because if he just sits there and wait for him, I do think this is going to be a pretty easy fight for Loner because he can just level change with the strike exchanges and just get him guessing. Whereas on the back foot, it's a little harder to tell or it's easier to tell when they're about to shoot. So I don't know. This is one of those fights, man. I don't think Brandon Moreno knows how to take a back step other than a few fights he was injured, but I don't know. I think this is a good fight for both guys. We'll see how this plays out. Kavanagh can take everything he's worked for, or Brandon defending the gym. Brandon Moreno. Mr. Legoman. I just want Moreno to stay champion. It's better for the division, but yeah, if Linares wins, there's going to be some fresh matchups, which I'm also cool with. So at the end of the day, it's been a good been a good card. I got Moreno. Just to run through the picks again quickly. Moreno, David Martinez, Zellhuber, Edgar Chairez, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Santiago Luma, Ryan Gondra, Aileen Perez, Christian Quinones, and that's it. So yeah, hopefully that hits. Oh no, there's more. Douglas Silva de Andrade. I have Javier Reyes in that fight. I have Ernesto Caricati in that fight, and I have Francis Marshall in that fight, and then I have Damian Panas in that fight. So yeah, that's gonna be a decent card, and yeah, we'll move on. Get along with it. My top. Let's see. My favorite fights of the card. I would have to say. Hmm. Um. Trying to find it. I don't know. I gotta go. Ah, screw it. I think it's on my YouTube. Yeah, favorite fight of the night. I would have to say David Martinez and Cheeto, or the main event. Those are two good ones, obviously. Luna versus Pacheco is gonna be fun. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few fights I'm pretty excited to see, but I think even the women's fight's gonna be sick. But my number one pick would probably have to be. I would have to say Marlon Vera versus David Martinez is probably going to be the fight I'm most looking forward to, but pretty nerdy if you ask me. Prospect of the card. Here we go. I'd have to say probably Damian Panas or maybe Ryan Gandra or Santiago Luna. I don't know actually. I'd probably say Eminal Rodriguez. Eminal Rodriguez and who's in I don't know between Gandra and West Schultz. I don't know. I would go Eminal Rodriguez and Santiago Luna, but I don't know. I'm more confident in the other two, so just gonna do um yeah Damian Panas and Eminal Rodriguez. And then once again we got we did that already. Top five most confident picks of the card. Let's get it over with. Still making decent time. 52 minutes. Still under an hour. So my number one pick would have to be Gandra. I think Gandra's gonna screw him up bad. I got Marshall number two. Um I got Eminal Rodriguez number three. Number four, Santiago Luna. Number five, Shirez, tied with Peanut Panas and Quinones and Zellhuber. So yeah, lots of good confident spots on this card, guys. Great spots to make some money. It's gonna be a little chalky, but that's where we look for props as well. Like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll catch you next time. Have a great rest of your evening. No, I'm just joking. Have a good night, guys. We'll talk to you the next one. Like, subscribe. You know the drill. Peace.